Good morning, everybody. Today, I thought I would teach you how to do the moss stitch. Definitely not one of my favorites, although I definitely do modified moss stitch. I'm not sure even if that's a thing. I like to make stuff up, just in case you were curious. All right, so today I have a leftover skein, of course, of some worsted weight yarn that I got from a warehouse yarn sale back in what was that, 2019? I think it was for Mother's Day. My amazing husband took me out um to Washington, North Carolina, where there is a giant warehouse slash like mill where they mill a bunch of the Yarn Inspirations brands. So like Patton's and Karen and or Corone, however you say it. The Red Heart, there was so many different things. I got over a oh, it was probably close to $400 worth of yarn for just over 100. They had a bunch of like what they called mill ends where it was not really truly enough to make a full skein, which I loved. And then they had these big giant boxes full of just like random things of yarn, and this was one of them. They just didn't have labels, so I guess they couldn't sell them at full price or whatever. But it was however many you could shove in a bag for $20. So this was one of them, and it's just such a pretty color. I've never found anything even remotely close to this before. So um, I brought my scissors, but that's because I'm gonna do another project after this. I need to make a Halloween placemat for my table, and I haven't done that yet. Been slacking. So, all right. So first thing first, we're gonna start out with you want to have an even number for your chain when you do the moss stitch. Um, no, I'm sorry. Let me think. I think it's an even number. One, two, an even number, because so the moss stitch is nothing more than a single crochet and then a chain one, and you repeat that all the way across. So we're going to start today with, I don't know, let's see how many I did. One, two, three, at 15. So let's make it 16. All right, so 16. And then of course we need a turning chain. So we're gonna do a 17th one. Okay, so it'll be any multiple of two plus one for your turning chain. Okay, so our turning chain. Now, as always, I do a foundation row, just so that the bottom of my blanket or whatever I'm making is not holy, especially in some of these patterns where you have to skip, stitches or chains. In this case, we'd be skipping chains like we did when I taught the um oh, what was that? The sedge stitch. That's what it was. When I taught the sedge stitch. That one was like that where you have to skip the two, and it looked seamless because I did that foundation row first. So we're going to do that again. I'm going to just do a foundation row of single crochets. Um, this alleviates the curling, the bunching. This helps so that that way you don't see those holes. It also helps so that if you don't want to do a border around your work, this makes that border, I don't want to say obsolete, but it does make it to where it's now an option, not a requirement. And it's something that I have started doing pretty much all the time. Whenever I have a stitch that requires me to skip stitches, skip chains in the beginning, I will do what I like to call a foundation row, which is just build me a row that is all stitches, whether it be double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. I usually do like a half double or a double crochet. But for this, because this whole stitch is done in single crochets, I just went ahead and did a single crochet foundation row. Now, my foundation row is not the same as if you were to look it up. what a foundation row is. A foundation row in crochet is actually making your chain and your first row all at the same time. I've tried. I couldn't figure it out no matter what I did. So I just always chain first and then I'll go back and do, an actual row of whatever stitch I feel like, basically. Sorry, I haven't had a full cup of coffee yet, so my voice is a little I just woke up kind of thing. So um but I have a lot going on today, so I wanted to get this video made and edited before I head out for the day. All right, so in order to do the moss stitch, first thing you're going to do now that we finished that row is you're going to chain one because we want to turn it around, right? We want to turn our work around. So you chain one, and then we're going to single crochet into this first stitch. Now, remember when I taught front post and back post in the Alpine, I always said that I like to start with a single stitch here. And you can, in the moss stitch, you can do a single crochet, and then instead of chaining one, which is what the moss stitch is, you would chain one and single crochet in here. You can do one single crochet in this side the whole time, and then that would once again give you like a border around your work, which is really nice. But you don't have to. And then on the second row, we're going to be doing our single crochets into these holes here. So let's keep going. So we single crocheted, we did our chain one, we single crocheted. So the next thing is we're going to chain one, and we're going to skip a stitch, and we're going to single crochet again, and then we're going to chain one, skip a stitch, and single crochet again. And that's the moss stitch. That's it. The moss stitch is super simple. The only difference is on the next row, we will be doing our single crochets into those chains, into those skipped stitches, essentially. So we'll just keep on going. Oh, and see, I was right. We do need an odd number because now we're ending on a chain one. So instead, I'm going to end this with just a regular single crochet. Okay. We ended it with a single crochet. So now we're going to chain one, and we're going to turn our work. And we're going to single crochet. Whoops, trying to do half double. Single crochet into this one. And then we're going to chain one. And we're going to skip this stitch. We're not going to stitch into this. Instead, we're going to skip into this chain space here. So we're going to single crochet, chain one, single crochet into the chain space, chain one, single crochet into the chain space, and you just keep going. So it's a 2-row repeat. It's super simple. It's not anything that requires a lot of thinking, really, because you can just kind of look down and go, oh, I just made my single crochet, so now I'm going to do my chain one. Oh, look, there's a single crochet below me, so that means I need to do a chain one. A lot of crochet stitches are like that, where it's just a 1 or 2 row repeat. Once you learn those beginning stitches, which is the single crochet, half double crochet, the double crochet, and even the triple crochet, or treble as I've seen it called. I think it just depends. I don't know if it's treble here in the United States and triple in the UK. I don't remember which is which, but I've seen it both ways in US terms, so I never know which is which. But once you learn those first 4 stitches, you can kind of just combine them to make all sorts of things. So I'm going to just keep going, and I'm going to continue doing my single crochet in the beginning, and then I'm going to do a single crochet here, and then we're going to chain one, and we're going to continue on with this pattern. I'd like to teach the block stitch. This is still something that I'm trying to learn. it looks best with two different colors of yarn. I'm actually going to be making my Halloween placemat using that stitch. Um, I've heard it's easier than some of the other stitches that I have learned way before it. But I don't know, I guess I just never got around to trying to learn it. So, but all right, guys. So that is your. I'm gonna do a few more rows to just kind of show you what it looks like. And I'm gonna skip through, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish a few more rows and just kind of show you what this looks like. And then I'll also have a link to my blog where you can see pictures of the very first blanket that I made using the moss stitch. It was a baby blanket for my daughter's teacher. Um, and then I've used it in other ways since, but I do um, what I like to call a modified moss stitch because I loathe this single crochet stitch. I think it's extremely slow and you don't get as much height. And when I made that first baby blanket, it took me forever to make. It just did. So, I like to do it like I made some cowls, the infinity scarves. It depends on, how you see them referred, but the infinity scarves for some coworkers of mine a few years back. I want to say Christmas 2019, right before I bought my house. And I did what was essentially a modified moss stitch. It was a half double crochet and then a chain one. And so you were doing the exact same thing as you're doing here. You just were doing half double crochets instead of the singles. And I've used double crochets in place of the singles numerous times on other projects just to try to see like what kind of thing I could do. And I call that the modified moss stitch. I don't know if that's truly the name of it. I guess that's something I should probably look into since I'm starting to teach crochet. But all right, guys, I'll catch you guys back here in just a few minutes when I finish this up. All right, guys, I did a few more rows. I just wanted to show you what this looks like. So you can actually see. In the camera, it looks like they actually are on top of each other, but they're not now that I look at it. Okay, so you'll see that the single crochet is here, and then it's here, and then it's here, and then it's here, and it just alternates back and forth, and it just kind of gives it like this really pretty pattern. The holes aren't as noticeable until you use bigger hooks. When I made those infinity scarves, I did size 4 yarn with a J hook, so it did give it like a holier, um, more like I don't want to say lacy look because it wasn't a lacy look, but it definitely was like more airy, I guess you could say. So it gave it like a holier look, which was kind of nice considering, if you're gonna have something wrapped around your neck like that, you want it to be sort of not suffocating, but yet still warm. So I used a size 4. I think even on one of them, I used a size 5. I used the Bernap velvet yarn, which was, oh, it was a dream to work with. I had never used it before. and I got it on sale, of course. But so here's the moss stitch, and you can use it, like I said, to create all sorts of different things. I've used it with blankets and here in this little swatch, but you could use it for, dishcloths or washcloths. I'm hoping to get some scrubbies made soon. Um, haven't used it for my Swiffers yet, my Swiffer pads yet. I guess that could be a thing because it is textured, so it would maybe scrub a little better. Maybe an idea. Um, but yeah, so that's something that I love about crochet stitches is depending on the way that it's made, you can create texture with with just making different stitches, because it makes it pop out or whatever. And then that texture equates to, if you're doing it in a washcloth or face scrubby or, even dish scrubbies, it helps to remove things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a like, follow, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear back from people that are watching my videos. And as always, guys, happy hooking.